We've both made a lot of lip balms. We've seen a lot of formulas. Most of them,
You can only do so much with a lip balm.
you really can. And I definitely used to be someone who was like, why are you spending money on a lip balm when you can just buy Aquaphor for like $6 a tube? I think maybe the issue is just that companies are not willing to get very creative when it comes to lip balm, because there are some popular lip balms that exist and every company wants to copy
Summer Fridays.
Summer Fridays. Yes. That's the benchmark for every single lip balm I've ever formulated, I swear. Everybody, welcome back to another episode of Beauty by the Beaker. I'm Sadie.
And I'm Natalie.
And we are just two cosmetic chemists who are here to give science a hot new makeover.
We are. We're back. We're in the Science Salon.
We are 1,000 degrees.
Yeah,
right
it's
now.
hot in here.
It is so hot. We're on our third episode. We're giggly. We're a little delusional.
You guys are probably going to have a great time.
Yes.
We're hanging on by threads, mental threads here.
Very hot threads.
Yeah, it is. I just checked the thermostat. Hello? Sorry, I have a heart arrhythmia.
Because of the heat.
Sorry, I'm experiencing heart palpitations.
Sorry, my internal temperature is 114 Celsius.
Anyway, you guys don't care how hot it is in here. You're probably in an air-conditioned car or, I don't know, doing the dishes. I don't know what you guys do.
Comment down below what you do while you listen to this podcast.
Yeah.
We would love to know.
Yeah, what are you doing? Whatever it is, we're so happy that you allowed us to join you in doing that thing.
Yes. We're so excited to be there with you.
What are we going to talk about today?
We are going to do another product episode. It's been a little while since we did one of these. Basically, we're just going to talk about the products that we love. And today's category is products under $30.
Mm-hmm.
I think eventually we will do products under $20. Would love to do an episode products under $15. Unfortunately, I've realized that I like to spend kind of a lot of money on my products.
Yeah.
So I had to cap it at 30.
Yeah, that's fair. I will say for myself personally, you have never had an issue with purchasing skincare products, even when you had access to all the raw materials in the world, could make all your own products, you still found a way to buy some. I didn't have
consumerism once again.
I really took it upon myself for this episode. Well, not for this episode specifically, but last time we did a product recommendation episode, I realized that it had been some time since I really went out and shopped for products. Mm-hmm. And I took my dedication to this podcast and I did some boots on the ground research for this.
Bootsed up in the grocery store.
I was, truly. And the recommendations that I have today come from the heart and from the experience. Also,
I love that.
Also, none of the products that I'm going to recommend today are sponsored in any way whatsoever, and they're also not gifted. They're all products that I have purchased. So
same.
Little disclaimer for that. I think sometimes it's hard to know credibility-wise what people are actually using, what they actually like. And we are cosmetic formulation chemists, so we have some pretty high expectations.
Yeah. So we have received PR from a lot of companies as well, which is great. Thank you so much for sending those things. Mm-hmm. Just because a company sends us PR does not mean we're going to advertise their products. And we have always talked about how we are going to maintain integrity and only recommend things that we actually do stand behind. Mm-hmm. Today's going to be no different. All of these products are products I genuinely love. There are some that I am shocked that I love as much as I do. And all of them were purchased with my own hard-earned cash.
Oh, thank goodness.
I know.
I would love to do some PR recommendations. And honestly, I would do some of the PR skips as well, even though thank you so much for sending them.
Like literally so nice of you, but some of them suck.
Yeah, some of them sent it to the wrong person.
Oopsies. Yeah. Even though we literally reached out and we're like, hey, will you send us these products?
Yeah.
And they were like,
actually, can I send it back?
Do you mind paying for shipping? I don't want this in my house. No, some of them have been great. Other ones have not been great. But there have been some products that we've reached out to the companies or they've reached out to us. We've really enjoyed using the product, but we have issues with the claims that some of the companies are making, some of the marketing material. And if that is the case, we're not going to advertise it to you guys. Like, we really care about making sure that the companies and brands that we support are operating with integrity and doing things the right way. So
yeah,
just know if a recommendation is coming from us, we genuinely love it. I will say though, okay, now that I've said that, I also have to add in a little caveat. I'm putting my foot in my mouth after saying that because a few of the products that I'm recommending, I don't necessarily endorse the brand themselves. But I do enjoy this product that I've been using.
Yeah, I was going to say, to piggyback off what you were saying, I think some of the difficulty in recommending products is finding products that you enjoy, that work well with your skin, that work well with your routine, and that you identify with the whole brand's integrity, which finding all of those things can be very difficult. And both of us, we do our best to only support brands that we feel have good messaging as well and are going about marketing their products correctly and with integrity. But I also have a few products on my list today that I like purely because of the experience of them. And I can see flaws with them. I could see how maybe they're not the best option for everybody. And there are some products, like there's one that maybe I'll mention as a bonus. I'll mention it right now as a bonus. There is a product, the Heritage Store Rose Water Toner. I can understand a lot of the issues with this type of marketing. There's a lot of tested this way and done, it's a rose water toner.
Yeah.
I use it twice a day. I'm obsessed with it.
Whoa.
It's everything I love and more. And the only reason that I like it is because of the sensory experience. It's like misting myself with just rose water. I like it.
Yeah.
But that's literally as deep as it is.
Yes.
I don't necessarily support greenwashing, science washing. Is that a thing? Is that a term that people use? Science washing?
They use science backed. I feel that would be what science washing is.
Yeah. I don't necessarily support any of that, but I do just like the experience of the product. And I feel like with some of these, that is as deep as it goes, is we are cosmetic formulation chemists. We are evaluating product performance, the way that it feels going onto your skin, the way it feels afterward, the dry down and all of that. And then any immediate red flags that we see personally, but these are not endorsements of the product's efficacy as a whole as far as the claims that they're making.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I'm not going to get too deep into claims. This episode is intended to be more of a casual sit down saying, hey, I like the experience of this product. I enjoy the performance of it. I'm not going to get into this claims to give me 2 times more hydration. And I feel like it delivers on that claim. It's literally just us saying we bought these products. We enjoy the way that they perform for us.
Yeah.
So we're not getting paid to do any of this. We're not endorsing the brand as a whole. There's one product in particular where the brand just came out with a new product. And I take huge issue with the way that they're marketing that product. But this other one I really enjoy. So yeah, just know that these recommendations are not necessarily endorsements of anything. We're just telling you hey, we tried these products. We like them.
Yeah. And we'll cover some of those things as we go as well.
Exactly.
Should we jump right into it then?
Let's jump right in. Do you want to jump first?
Sure. I'll make the first jump. I am going to go in order of application. So I focused my recommendations on skincare, specifically face skincare. As you guys know, we have been covering K-beauty on this podcast. So I've been doing a lot of research into K-beauty and also taking a lot of inspiration from K-beauty style routines, which, as you know, the whole 10-step routine is kind of something that Koreans do, but layered routines are. So that's something that I've kind of been incorporating because I have time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's where a lot of my recommendations are kind of coming from. The first one is an oil cleanser.
Love.
This is a cleansing balm. So I've used oil cleansers and cleansing balms. And at this point now, like I said, boots on the ground research. I've been doing a lot of research. This one's still probably one of my favorites for makeup removal specifically. The e.l.f. Makeup Melting Cleansing Balm.
Really?
It's pretty good.
How much does it cost?
So it's $11. It's $5.50 per ounce. So it's probably 2 ounces. Is that math?
Yep.
Why does it not say on the container?
That is how, yeah.
That's how that works?
Yep.
2 ounces. It's $11.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So this one's a solid. It comes with a little spatula. Usually the idea with a cleansing balm is that they melt and go from solid to liquid at like skin temperature.
Mm-hmm.
My complaint with a lot of these formulas is that you'll scoop some out, but then it kind of goes on chunky because not all of it like melts at once.
Yeah.
This one does not have that issue. I feel like you put it on and it goes on more like a cream.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And then like a cream to oil. And then it rinses off like a milk. It's a very enjoyable makeup remover and it also works really well. So today I tested it against 2 other options and this one was the best. I've been using this. I've gone through 2 of the mini ones and I've liked it, but I did want to compare it to a few different options before I made it my official recommendation.
Yeah.
So I did that today and I can officially say that I like this one. And for the price, it's a lot cheaper. I think when it comes to a makeup balm or makeup remover, a cleanser in general, cost is not an indication of efficacy.
Yeah.
So you should keep it on the less expensive end. Speaking of, though, makeup removers, etc., one of the things I compared it to was Pond's cold cream.
Okay, wait. How is that?
It didn't work as well as a makeup remover as this e.l.f. makeup.
Did it still work? Like, if you weren't comparing it to the e.l.f., would you have would you have enjoyed the results?
Yeah.
And is it specifically a cleansing balm?
It says it's a makeup remover. Deep cleanser.
So it's designed to be rinsed off.
Theoretically, yes. But it's also just like mostly mineral oil, so.
If you guys don't know, we talked about Pond's cold cream. We've talked about it in several episodes, but most recently in our K-Beauty episode as like one of the OG double cleanser products. So that's crazy. e.l.f. has surpassed it. Yeah. How expensive was this one?
This is like $5.
Okay.
So it's very cheap.
Did it work well for $5?
Yeah, it's not bad. It also has a very interesting fragrance to it.
Can I smell? Does it smell cold?
It smells a little
it smells so clinical.
It smells a little grandma-y.
It smells like I was in the hospital.
Overall, I like the feeling. I'll try it as a all-over makeup remover, maybe. Like I said, I compared these today because the e.l.f. one I know I like. Yeah. But I'll try the 3 that I got. I'll make a little separate video.
Yeah, I was going to say, can you like rank them or do so? Because I have 2 cleansing balms. I really enjoy cleansing balms. The 2 I have are very expensive. $11 sounds like a steal.
Well, I recommend this one. This e.l.f. one I think is great. Cleansing balms are oil-based, but then they have surfactants in them that are more on the oil-loving side. But then when you mix them with water, they turn into that milk texture. That's the surfactant that gives you that. That milkiness is kind of like a type of foam. This one does use pegs to achieve that. Probably why I like it so much. It's probably why it works so well. PEG stands for polyethylene glycol. People don't like them because they're petrol derived, but they're usually pretty helpful in cosmetics. This one does have a PEG blend, which is what's used for the makeup remover and then also what turns it into that milky texture. But it's also probably what gives it that nice melty texture that I talked about without the crunchiness. This one doesn't really have wax in it the way that other makeup balms do. Yeah. But depending on the polyethylene glycol, you can get different levels of kind of crunchiness from a product. So gives it structure, but it also
gives it function.
Yeah. Recommend it.
Oh my God. Okay, adding it to my list. Okay, well, on the same cleanser train, I have a feeling that my recommendations are probably going to be on the more expensive side, closer to $30. And this one might shock you because it actually shocked me quite a bit. My first cleanser that I really like is the Real Actives Pore Power Cleanser. I know.
Really?
Literally. And okay, I will say my face cleanser is one of the products that I made at my work and used that one. And I just like never really purchased cleansers. So it's probably my least explored product category. So maybe that's why I enjoy this one, because this is one of the like 3 that I've purchased. But I really do like it. We did a whole episode about Real Actives, which is the brand by Alex Earl. She's an influencer. And that was before the products had launched and we'd purchased them. In that episode, I said like the products are probably fine, but they're really expensive. Honestly, I would probably repurchase this cleanser. I just like how gentle it is, but it also has some exfoliants in there as well to very gently exfoliate your face. I don't necessarily think that's something that you couldn't find in a cheaper product by any means, but I like the experience. It has like kind of a medium foam, so it's not super foamy, but there's something there. And I personally like the experience of foam in my products, both hair care and cleansers.
I do too.
Yeah, more foam doesn't necessarily mean that something's more effective, but I like the experience of foam. It makes me feel like it's cleansing and, effective. So I don't have like a lot more to say about it, but I do enjoy it. And it was my favorite product out of the 4 from that line that I tried.
That's good to know.
Yeah. If you really want to buy a Real Actives product.
Yeah.
And you have almost $30 to spend on a cleanser.
Almost $30.
Yeah, it's 28. So.
Okay, 28 for a cleanser though.
That's what I was saying. It's a lot of money for
a
cleanser.
lot of money for a cleanser.
And so that's why, like I was saying, I just haven't explored the cheap cleanser category very much. So when I'm out of this one, I'll repurchase like a cheaper one. Especially, I would like to repurchase one that's similar to this in like the claims that it makes, like with AHAs and BHAs and stuff, and see how it compares.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I feel like 90% of that cost is going towards the packaging because it is a huge package.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot of plastic.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm not necessarily recommending this one. I'm just saying that I do enjoy it. And it was something that I did purchase, and I'm not mad that I purchased it.
Well, there you go. That's good to know.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all I really have to say about that one.
Piggybacking off of that, if you don't want to spend $28 on a cleanser, but you still want to treat your acne, I have an alternative that actually also was a Sadie suggestion.
I know it is. Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. One of the products that I have to talk about is Panoxyl.
She's not very pretty, but she's effective.
We've talked about this product before. Like I mentioned, Sadie has used this and liked it. You know, something was so alluring about that clinical looking bottle. After you mentioned it, it stood out on the shelf to me. It comes in 2 concentrations. It's a benzoyl peroxide foaming cleanser, and it comes in 2 concentrations of benzoyl peroxide, 4 and 10. So I bought the 4 first and used the whole bottle.
Whoa.
Yep. And now I'm on to the 10, and I'm liking it. So far.
Benzoyl peroxide is one of the approved acne ingredient, like anti-acne ingredients by the FDA.
Yeah.
So this product is an OTC product, over the counter. It's regulated by the FDA, and they can actually make anti-acne claims because this ingredient at these concentrations has been proven to reduce acne.
Yes. That was a big complaint that we had with the Real Actives brand, was that they kind of skirt the line of acne claims without having the ingredients required to make acne claims. Again, they didn't do anything illegal. What they did is perfectly legal. It's just somewhat misleading to consumers. But yeah, this one is an actual over-the-counter product. You could tell by how ugly it is. Just kidding.
No, actually.
Just kidding.
It's similar to the Pond's cold cream in packaging allure.
Yeah. Yeah. It's nothing to write home about. Pretty unassuming.
It's kind of one of those products that you might feel a little bit embarrassed by having in your shower, but
I do.
God, it works.
Yeah, no, I do feel embarrassed by it. But yeah, I also really like it. I think it also does have a nice texture and feel to it.
Yeah, because it's a very creamy cleanser. So it's kind of like lotion based. One thing I will say, it'll bleach your clothes and your towels.
Yes, I usually use it in the shower. I also have a retinol recommendation coming up, and you can't use benzoyl peroxide and retinol at the same time. They degrade each other.
Yeah, you can use them.
Just not in the same step.
Yeah, like usually if you're using them both, you would use benzoyl peroxide in the morning and retinol at night.
Yeah. So this product I typically will go for when I do a morning shower. That's peak time. Don't want to use it at night because of retinol. And also, it will bleach your clothes.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's a good one. Sadie recommended it. I bought it, used the whole bottle. I think that's a pretty good endorsement.
I agree. Recently, I saw a dermatologist talking about how much they didn't like that product. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, it works.
Yeah.
It's not cute. It's very inexpensive.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if I gave the price. Other than not $28. This one is
$27.
It's $10.70. So about $11. But it's also a 5.5 ounce, so it's approximately $2 per ounce.
Yeah.
So pretty cheap.
It's pretty affordable.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good one. Now I'm like, why did I even talk about the Real Actives one? Because you don't need to spend that much money on it.
Well, if you like it, you like it.
Yeah.
And it's probably a lot cuter on your shelf.
It is
And
cute.
sometimes that is the requirement, honestly.
Sometimes you want something in a green bottle that's huge with a little squiggle on it.
Sometimes.
And you can spend $28 on it.
You can. That's your God-given right.
Seriously. Or you can buy the ugliest bottle known to man, and it's going to work. Yeah.
Your choice.
Comment down below which one you're going to go for.
Well,
we'll do an Instagram poll. Okay, well, speaking of kind of ugly but extremely effective products, I have to talk about my girl. I'll never shut up about this product ever in my life. It is the Vanacream Daily Facial Moisturizer. You've heard about it, I'm sure. It used to be $14 and now it's $18. So that's kind of disgusting. But whatever. $18 is still relatively affordable, I think.
Yeah.
In this economy, unfortunately. I've been using it for years now. It's the moisturizer I was using while I was on Accutane. It got me through Accutane. I was testing different moisturizers for a while, and I'm now back to this one because I was like, why would I spend $30 on a moisturizer when I could spend $18? It has ceramides in it, which are really good at hydrating the skin. It has a lot of humectants. It feels very hydrating too, which I like when you're putting it on, because sometimes you'll put on a moisturizer and it doesn't feel super hydrating. Like if you ever put on like a thick cream, especially, and it just
feels kind of greasy, but not hydrating.
Yes. This one feels like my skin is soaking up water. So yeah, I really enjoy it. It works very well. It's very compatible with like all my makeup and sunscreen and all of that too. So if you're looking for an affordable moisturizer that works very well, I really do recommend the Vanacream Daily Facial.
I'll have to try that one.
Yeah, you should try it next and see what you think. Yeah. Because you also have a similar skin type. So try it out.
Fine. I will.
Fine, add it to your list. We should do like a product trade or something where we like trade routines. Yeah. And then rate each other's routine.
That would be fun. My next product is one that I don't necessarily back scientifically, but I definitely back in terms of performance and the way that it makes me feel.
The vibes.
The
aura.
Yes. It is the Thayer's? Oh, yeah. Hydrating Milky Toner.
Is this one... This is not the witch hazel toner?
No. Okay. It's the one that... It looks like this.
Okay. It looks like liquid.
Yeah. It's like a...
Milky?
Yes. It's semi-viscous, flowable liquid. It's very sticky. It's like a white... Now that I'm recommending this product,
Let's use some different words.
It has snow mushroom in it.
Okay.
I'm not going to promote that part because that's definitely not why I like it. I don't know if there's snow mushroom in any sort of, effective concentration. But sometimes I think products like this get bad reputations because they have such high water content. It's like mostly just water with like some thickener in it. But if you have the right balance of humectants, having a high water concentration is not necessarily a bad thing because the entire purpose of humectants is to draw water to your skin. In order to have the water be in your skin, you have to also have added water to your skin.
Right.
So this one I just love applying under a moisturizer. I use it morning and night. Like I said, it dries to like a sticky feeling. If I like put that on and let it dry all the way, my skin will feel kind of tight, but not dry in any way. It's just like almost primer feeling.
Okay.
So it dries all the way down, but to like a sticky texture, and then you can put another lotion on top of it. I would never have this be like my finished product because it is very sticky, but another lotion on top of it, usually like an oilier one, and that combo is great. Like I said, I use it every morning and every night, but just because it feels very like spa-y to me. Like it has, I think what I like about it the most is that it has a pretty long like play time. It takes a very long time to dry down. So I'll like wash my face usually with an oil cleanser and then a gel cleanser, and then just kind of spend time like massaging this product into my face. And I can do that for like several minutes because this product just takes so long to dry down when I'm doing like a longer routine, which I usually do because I enjoy taking time out to do that. Not because I think it's like necessary for my skin health, but more like mental health. I like having several minutes of just like circling on my face.
Just like massage.
Yeah. So I think this one's a good one for that.
Yeah. I feel like I do want to add some sort of toner or just kind of underneath step, I guess.
Yeah. When people talk about the benefit of a toner, I don't know if this one's really doing what a toner needs or is advertised to do. I think it's just kind of like a hydrating step.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy it.
Yeah. Maybe like not necessary, but it's nice for the experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking of sticky, semi-viscous liquids, my next recommendation is actually one of my favorite products I've ever used. It also does cost $28. This is why I had to
You're towing the line here.
I know. This is why I had to bring the amount to 30.
I know. I think with this episode, I could have done under 15 because I did forget to mention the Thayer's product is $15 and it's 12 ounces.
You're so much better at like the drugstore affordable recommendations. But this one is incredibly unique. So it's called the Super Saturated Serum from Experiment Beauty. And it's a blue serum. It's very sticky because it has 30% glycerin in it. Glycerin is a humectant, like Nat said. It kind of draws water away from the environment, and then it holds onto the water and slows the evaporation. So your skin stays hydrated for longer. And 30% is a really high concentration of glycerin. And glycerin is very sticky, so that's what gives it that texture. But I love applying this when my face is completely wet. Like I'll cleanse my face. I don't dry it with a towel or anything. I just put this directly on my skin. It definitely leaves a tack. So sometimes I do struggle a little bit with like the sensory part of it because it is so sticky. But if I apply a moisturizer over it, it usually isn't that bad.
Like neutralizes it.
Yeah. But I love using this, especially on days where it's humid outside. So if it's really rainy, I will apply this to my skin. And then throughout the day, I'm super hydrated because there's so much water in the environment for my skin to soak up. So it's a very unique product. I haven't really seen any other products like it. And I think it's a really good step if you struggle with dry skin and moisturizers aren't really cutting it. It could be a good product to add to your routine under a moisturizer to just get some of the extra hydration benefits.
Yeah. But nice. Cool. What was that one called again?
Super Saturated by Experiment Beauty.
Super saturated.
Not only will you be saturated, but you're going to be
super saturated. The next one, this is my more expensive product, technically.
Ooh, she's balling.
And it may be a little bit too early for me to make a full-on recommendation for a retinol product, but I did buy this one and I did use it to completion and I liked it.
Love that. This episode is filled with little innuendos.
If you follow me on Instagram, you may or may not know that I went on a bit of a retinol journey. And I went to the store. I went to the drugstore specifically. And I spent quite a long time looking at retinol products. And I gave some reasons why I wasn't choosing certain options because retinol can be a little bit tricky to formulate with. So this is the product that I landed on for my first choice. Like I said, I really liked it. I did see some retinization, but then that calmed down.
As in like irritation?
More like breaking out, kind of like a purge period for me. I did have some acne at the very beginning of this product. And then after about a week, my skin cleared up and it looked a lot better. But you guys are wondering what it is.
Can you tell us? The suspense is killing me.
So it is the CeraVe Resurfacing Retinol Face Serum. For 1 ounce, it's about $19. I really liked the texture of the product. It's more of like a gel serum texture. So it has kind of that water break feel. And then it dries down quite quickly and it dries down to like a dry powdery feeling. Very beautiful, elegant texture. I honestly loved that. And then I did feel like it worked well for me personally. And it was my first experience with store-bought retinol products. I've formulated with it and used those products before, but this is my first time going out and buying one and using it. And so I was thinking, oh, maybe this is like the norm. I can ensure you that I have purchased a second retinol because I'm still on my journey. I'm still hunting. It's not the norm.
Like it was just a really good product and this other one sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. So I bought this other one. I used it once. I yearned so longingly for the CeraVe Resurfacing Retinol Serum. It's not that like I just randomly selected one. I did put a lot of research into which one I wanted, and I read the ingredient lists of a lot of them, and I chose this one because I like the ingredients. It has dimethicone. I love dimethicone. That's like the third ingredient. Water, propane diol, which I also love propane diol. It's a humectant. And then dimethicone. And those 3 ingredients, if I see those 3 and then some sort of like polymer, a tarate polymer, I know that's right up my alley.
Yeah. That's going to give you the powdery feel. So what did you not like about the new one?
It has just a greasier after feel and it has a fragrance. I don't want a fragrance.
Yeah. I don't like fragrances in my face products.
I don't either. Not a fan.
No. I love fragrance in other products, just not in
not
facial
for face.
skincare.
Especially, I think, for me personally with retinol, I just don't want to.
Also, I'm going to sleep.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, I'm putting on my retinol. I'm going to bed. It doesn't need to be fancy.
Yeah.
It just give me the retinol and we can move on.
If you guys are interested, I will do a whole summary of all the products that I do end up trying on my retinol journey because today I went to the store and I started looking at other retinols and there are so many more that I'm tempted to buy because I hate the one I'm currently using, but I will keep using it because I want to give a full review.
Yeah.
But this one, I can confidently say that the CeraVe one, I used it to the bitter end and I loved it.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
If you are looking for a retinoid that is effective and more gentle side, by that I mean not jumping straight into like tretinoin or different or something like that.
Maybe easing you into your retinol journey would be a good option.
Yeah, I think this one is a good place to start.
It's pretty affordable too.
Yeah, for retinol,
Yeah.
Not bad.
Okay, love. My next recommendation, it kind of comes with 2. It is a lip balm. Okay, here's the thing about lip balms. I
was scared to put a lip balm on my list.
Yeah, I do not like spending a lot of money on lip balms. Okay? We've both made a lot of lip balms. We've seen a lot of formulas. Most of them are...
You can only do so much with a lip balm.
You really can. And I definitely used to be someone who was like, why are you spending money on a lip balm when you can just buy Aquaphor for like $6 a tube? Which I think there's some validity to that, but I think maybe the issue is just that companies are not willing to get very creative when it comes to lip balm, because there are some popular lip balms that exist and every company wants to copy
Summer Fridays.
Summer Fridays. Yes. Well,
We don't
I
need
guess we'll
more
name drop. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need more Summer Fridays.
That one's like the OG lip balm. That's the benchmark for every single lip balm I've ever formulated, I swear. And it's not a very good lip balm, especially for the price, because it doesn't have ingredients in it. Well, I don't really know about the Summer Fridays necessarily, but most of the ingredients are just there to like adhere to your lips and not necessarily deliver any moisturization or like real benefits.
Right.
So I think I've been a little spurned because of that, especially because Summer Fridays is so expensive for what you're getting.
Right.
But I've been kind of on a mission to try more lip balms, and I've recently tried one. I will say it is $24, so it's comparable in price to the Summer Fridays. However, if you are spending $24 on a lip balm, you should spend it on a lip balm like this rather than Summer Fridays. Yes. This one is from Regimen Lab. It's called the Glycolide Lip Repair. Like I said, it's $24 for a pretty small tube. I don't love the price necessarily, but I do really like the results that it gives me. I've been using it for like a week or two now, and I feel like my lips are actually hydrated after using it. I also will say with lip balms, I am very picky when it comes to my sensory experience, because I really struggle with lip balms that have a tacky feel, which is hard. Yeah. It's hard because those lip balms typically stay on the best. Ones that feel, by tacky, I mean like lip gloss.
Yeah.
Versus the texture that I prefer is like a petrolatum feeling base, which is like Vaseline.
I want it to feel more buttery.
Yes.
Not
rather than
sticky.
sticky. Yes.
Like honey versus butter.
Exactly. Yeah. But the issue with the buttery ones is that they usually just don't stay on as well, because they don't adhere as well to your lips. So I think this one is good because I feel like it does strike a pretty good balance. It stays on for a decently long time, but it's not a sensory nightmare like some of the really sticky, tacky ones are. Another one that I've tried is the Experiment Software, which is $16, so it's a little bit cheaper. I like the results it gives, but it is very sticky and tacky. So I've kind of had to get used to the feeling. I'm like okay with it now. Yeah. And it gives good results. So if you're okay with that texture, I would recommend that one. But both of these have actual glycerin and like water in them. So they're actually moisturizing your lips rather than just forming a protective barrier over. So yeah, I think that if you are spending that much money on a lip balm already, you might as well spend it on one that's actually hydrating your lips. And I feel like these two are good options for that. Good. I've enjoyed my experience so far.
Sometimes that's all that matters.
It is. And lip balm's actually the one thing that I make at work, because I'm like, I don't want to spend money on this.
Yeah.
But if I do repurchase lip balms, now that I have no hookup, I will probably repurchase this one from Regimen Lab.
That makes sense.
Anyway,
I'm sweating.
I know. It is now 400 degrees Celsius.
Seriously.
In here. Somehow it got dark and then it got hotter.
Yeah. What's that about?
I don't know.
Awesome. I did think about putting a lip balm on my list, but I didn't.
Maybe next time.
Maybe next time. We can't talk all day. I can't talk about every product.
Seriously.
But it would be obviously irresponsible for me to talk about retinol specifically and not also talk about sunscreen. Also, I wanted to throw a sunscreen in there because I do think it can be difficult to find face sunscreen that isn't $45 or that isn't overseas. And when it comes to US sunscreens, our options are very limited. They're not great. So there's only so much we can do. And luckily, we do have new sunscreen ingredient coming to the US, but you still have to wear sunscreen and it's not here yet. Yeah. So in the meantime, I recommend this one. It's the Eucerin Age Defense Face Sunscreen Lotion. It's SPF 50. It's $16 for 2.5 ounces. So not terrible for a face sunscreen. It's a chemical sunscreen, but it's like a water and alcohol based sunscreen. It's still a cream, but the alcohol I think gives it a little bit lighter consistency or feel. It flashes off and doesn't feel quite as heavy, but it still definitely gives like a dewy finish. It's not matte or dry touch, it still feels very hydrating. I mean, it's still sunscreen. There's only so much you can do to get rid of the heaviness that comes from sunscreen, but it feels still like it's a hydrating sunscreen and not just a heavy, greasy sunscreen.
Yeah.
So I like this one so far. And I didn't have any like white cast, and it also applies on top of other products really well, which for me is a huge complaint with some other sunscreens that I've tried is pilling when you put it on top of existing products. Usually you want to put sunscreen on very last in your routine, but sometimes the film formers in your sunscreen can react with the products that you already have on your face, and it can cause them to kind of ball up. Don't love it. This one didn't have any issue with that. So love it. Recommend
love a good
it.
face sunscreen. That's affordable.
Yeah, just an overall recommendation to wear sunscreen. Doesn't have to be this one, obviously, but especially if you're using retinol, wear sunscreen.
And benzoyl peroxide as well. Like that combo, that's a doozy. So make sure you're all sunscreened up.
Yeah, it would be irresponsible for me to not include a sunscreen. We are in a weird limbo period with sunscreen. If you get this one, it can last you until hopefully we have some better sunscreen on the market.
Definitely. Okay, the very last recommendation I have is technically cheating.
What?
It's $32. But I wanted to use, I know, I'm so sorry. I wanted to use the opportunity to talk about the specific type of product. So this is the Amica gloss. I think it's called the Shine Gloss. And it's a type of product called a lamellar rinse, which from my understanding, I haven't like looked into it a ton, but from what I've seen, it is filled with really lightweight, positively charged ingredients called cationics. So they adhere to the damaged portions of your hair and they make your hair look so smooth and shiny. There's another one that I use. It's like $40. So I was like, I can't recommend that one. But this specific type of product has given me insane results when it comes to softness and shine and frizz reduction. I've never used a product before that has given me as immediate results as this category. Okay. So basically what you do is you shampoo your hair, then you apply it after you've shampooed, you rinse it out, and then you put your conditioner on top. And it just makes your hair feel so soft. It looks so shiny. It's great. So there are alternatives that are cheaper. I haven't tried them, and I'm going to try them next once I run out of these two. One of them is the L'Oreal Elvive Wonder Water. It's $12. And there are a couple of other L'Oreal products. I think there's one called like the Hydrate Water or something. But it's a really thin, almost water-like product. I like split my hair into two sections, and then it has like a little nozzle, and I'll like squirt it on my hair. And it foams up too when you apply it, which is kind of interesting.
That's fun.
But yeah, overall, I think this category of products is really interesting, and I think we're going to see a lot more on the market. The one that I was talking about was the one that was developed by...
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
I know.
I'll have to try one. I guess you get a pass for being over budget.
I gave you a dupe. I gave you a possible dupe. I haven't tried it. But maybe you should try the Wonder Water and see if it does anything.
Yeah.
It's pretty inexpensive. And I'll try it too and compare it to the more expensive one. But I wanted to make sure that I recommended one that I've already tried because I haven't tried the less expensive versions, but I have tried the Amica one and I really like it. But I will say you have to apply it in between shampoo and conditioner because I was applying it for a long time after conditioner and I was like, this product does not work. Like, I don't know why everyone's obsessed with it. And then I switched the order and it's like, oh.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I wonder if it has to do with the cationics and conditioner or something.
Yeah, I would guess that if you wash your hair and then use a regular conditioner, then the portions of your hair that were available for conditioning are now occupied.
Yep.
So putting this on because it's more lightweight probably just doesn't really have any effect. Whereas if you do it in the opposite order, you can get this to stick on first. And then your conditioner is what rinses out.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is. So yeah.
Cool. Now I'm interested.
I know.
Darn it. You've piqued my interest once again.
Sorry.
Well, if there are any products that well, first of all, if you guys end up trying any of these, please let us know because we love spreading the good news.
Oh, yeah. We love to spread joy. We love to spread recommendations.
Yeah. Every once in a while, you guys will tell me, at least I get every once in a while, people saying that they buy products based on our recommendations, which does make me really happy that you guys trust us.
Yep.
We want to continue to be a good source of information for you, especially when it comes to purchasing cosmetics. Other things too.
Just in general.
But we all know why you're here.
Yeah, honestly, what's the point of all this? Here you go. It's a product episode.
Yeah.
These are some products that we like that are not sponsored, that we genuinely enjoyed.
Yeah.
Some more expensive than others.
If you end up buying them, please, please, please let us know. If there are any product categories that you want us to explore, we love doing on the ground research for these things.
Yeah, clearly I love spending money on products, so I'll do it for you.
Yeah, I just like comparing things. I think it's fun.
Yeah, you're doing a really good job at finding a category and kind of exploring all the things in that category.
Yeah.
So if you want us to continue, let us know.
Yeah, let us know what you'd like to see. If there are products that you want to try but you don't want to spend your money on, let us know in the comments and maybe we can spend our money on it instead.
Exactly.
Besides just leaving us a comment, you can contact us on our social media platforms. You can find us anywhere and everywhere at BeautyXSpeaker.
I almost said .org. Not quite.
At BeautyXSpeaker.
Oh, yeah. And also on our website. At Beauty. Imagine if our social, our Instagram handle is at beautyxspeaker.org. Okay, changing it right now. Yeah, you can find, we'll add a list of these products to our blog. There's not really references for these episodes, but
no.
I'll add links and maybe why we like them for this blog post.
Yeah.
So you can go check those out there. They'll also probably be in the description as well.
Yes, and you can find us online at beautyxspeaker.com. It's .com.
Yeah, not .org. Sorry if I didn't make that clear.
You can also follow us personally if you want to. I'm Nat BXB.
I'm Sadie BXB.
And we're so excited that you guys joined us for this episode. That means so much to us.
It does. Thank you for being here. You guys are our favorite.
Really
I can't
nice.
believe we're at almost 50 episodes.
I know. Crazy.
Insane. Thank you guys. If you've been here since the beginning or if you're just joining us, either way, thank you so much for all of your support. You have actually no idea how much it means to us. So,
yes, we love you.
we love you. Thanks for being here.
Can't wait to keep going.
We're stopping it at 50, so enjoy it while it lasts.
Again, thanks for joining us.
And we will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.